there is another cool feature that you should be aware of that ArcGIS can do, and that is joining fields from attribute tables, from different attribute tables. So to do this, let's say, hi again, there is another really cool tool that ArcGIS can do, and that is combining data from one attribute table to another. So let's take a look at that pivot table we created. So let's open that up. So notice our first column is the row ID, so the different locations. And then we have the percentage of land class type number 21 and 22, and so on. Let's say we want to store that in the same place as our original lights out shapefile. So remember, we also had the FID, so the federal ID number. We had the date, the location, the building name, the bird species. So let's say we want to run something in R based on one data set, and we want all the information together in one data set. So to merge these two together, or it's called joining in ArcGIS, let's go to our pivot table. Let's right-click and go to Join and Relate, then Join. So we're going to join attributes from a table. We're going to choose the layer in this field, so in the Pivot To table, that this is based on, so the FID. So as long as we have a column of data that matches the column data from another attribute table, that's how we can do this. So from our Pivot To table, we're going to go from FID. We're going to merge it with that lights out UMD UTM shapefile. And it's in that shapefile, it's also called FID. We're going to keep all the records, and then we're going to hit OK. Now, let's open up our two different attribute tables to see if it took hold. And look at that. So now when we look at our Pivot To table, now we have our FID, or our different locations. Then we have the percentage of area of land class 21, 22, 23. And we have the date and the latitude and longitude and species. So we have everything we want right in this table. And then remember, we can save this by going to Options within that attribute table. And then we can export over to our thumb drive. We're going to save it as a text file at first. I'm going to call this like final, but I'm going to call it a CSV and hit save. So now in ArcGIS, now I can have one database, or sorry, one data set with everything that I want. So I just want to make sure you were aware of that. And I hope you find that helpful.